Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So Mario Party 8 is probably one of the most interesting games in the whole series to me for quite a few reasons. I mean, of course you have motion control minigames up the wazoo that definitely aren't suggestive in any possible way. You have all the candies that literally restructure the molecular makeup of Mario and friends, and who could forget Ballyhoo and his nightmare-inducing hat? But the real reason I find Mario Party 8 so interesting are the boards. This really feels like one of the last times a Mario Party game had such a strong collection of boards conceptually. I mean, even the boards I don't like in this game, I can still appreciate the ideas behind them. Anyways, I thought it'd be fun to take a stroll down memory lane and rank these boards from worst to best, in my opinion anyways. So with that, let's go! Starting things off at number 6, we have Bowser's Warped Orbit, and this board is all about stealing stars from your opponents. Every player starts out with 5 stars, and you have to use a couple of candies specific to this board to steal the stars. There's the Bullet Bill candy, which will allow you to roll 3 dice and blast away into your opponent, stealing 1 star from each player you pass. And then there's the Bowser candy, which will let you cosplay as Bowser, and you'll roll only 2 dice, but you'll get to steal 2 stars from each player you pass. There are a couple things that will switch up here too when you land on question mark spaces, like getting sucked up through a tube where the player will gain a handful of coins, or having Magic Koopa shuffle everyone's candies around, or having Bowser literally switch the direction everyone on the board is moving. Then of course there's a question mark space that'll make Bowser think he's playing a Grand Theft Auto game for some reason, and start chasing all the players around the board in his hovercraft vehicle. Now conceptually, I get it. The idea of a board where you only steal stars from your opponent sounds cool, but ultimately the gameplay gets pretty stale after a handful of turns, and the randomness can get a little out of hand at times, even for a Mario Party game. Next up at number 5 we have DKs Treetop Temple, which is your typical old school style no frills Mario Party board, with the star changing its location each time it's gotten after paying up 20 coins. There's a decent amount of charm to this board with how the players navigate its verticality, like with climbing up and down ladders as well as riding in the barrels. There are also some interesting question mark spaces that will send a barrel of Ookies rolling towards you, sending each player in their path in the other direction. There are also a couple spaces where a Shy Guy with a spear will skewer a candy away from you, but will at least compensate the player with some coins in return. And who could forget Donkey Kong's barrel cannons that will blast you up the board Donkey Kong Country style in a cool little cutscene event. Despite the features I've mentioned, this board can feel a little slower paced and boring at times to me. So while it's still a perfectly fine board, it ultimately doesn't compete with the other boards on this list. Coming in at number 4 we have King Boo's Haunted Hideaway, and if you ever wanted to know what would happen if you combined Mario Party with a roguelike, this board is your answer. The goal in King Boo's Haunted Hideaway is you have to traverse the halls of a haunted mansion to find King Boo, where you can pay him 10 coins for a star. The thing is though that the path to King Boo is randomized, and the players can't see ahead on the board outside of the rooms that they are currently in or have already seen. And along with the room where King Boo is, there are rooms that just have pitfalls that'll send you back to the start of the board, and this will keep going until one player gets a star. And then from there, King Boo will randomize the whole board again, creating a new unique haunted mansion to explore. So conceptually, this is one of the coolest boards out there, essentially creating a new experience not only for each star, but each time you play on this board in general. The problem though is that in a game like Mario Party that already has a lot of randomness and chaos, adding in the idea that you don't even know if you're making your way to the star can be a little too much at times. That being said, the thrills and excitement of playing on this board bring it up to the 4th spot for me. Now at number 3 we have Goomba's Booty Boardwalk. And to be honest, this could be a little bit of the nostalgia talking, as I think my friends and I played on this board more than any other in the game. But besides that, I feel like you'd be hard pressed to find a more charming board that's only linear. The goal is to traverse this completely linear path to reach Captain Goomba, where he'll share some of his treasure with you and give you a star free of charge. And once you've done that, you ride the seagulls back to the start of the board and do the whole thing again. Since stars are free, the coins you collect are used to assist you moving faster through the board, whether it's by purchasing some thrice candy from the candy shop, or by paying a dolphin friend to give you a ride further up the board. You then have piantas scattered across the board, with some helping you out by landing on question mark spaces associated with them. Some piantas will fish some candy out of the water, while others will toss you further down the board, which personally gives me some nightmare flashbacks from that Chuckster shine in Super Mario Sunshine. And of course, in typical Mario Party fashion, at the end of the path there's a question mark space that if landed on will have a bunch of Goomba pirates blast the player back to the start of the board right before they get the star, making this one of the bigger trolls Mario Party has dished out over the years. I just enjoy the feeling of racing down the board over and over, and to me, this board really strikes that balance of not being too hectic while still being chaotic Mario Party fun. For the runner-up position at number 2, we have Shy Guy's Perplex Express. And I know I talk about charm a lot when it comes to Mario Party boards, but this one just is overflowing with charm. Between all the passengers on the train, to the Shy Guy conductors, to the nods to Paper Mario. Anyways, the goal of this board is to reach the Shy Guy conductor and pay him 20 coins to get a star. Then you'll climb to the top of the train and loop back around. I think this board really shines with the question mark spaces too, with a variety of events occurring. From Magic Koopa switching the order of the train cars, to one of the Shy Guy conductors asking you to help find the bandit that stole candy from the guests on the train, to having Holly Koopa purchase candy from the players, to an event that will send you to the top of the train or back into the train car itself. Also, landing on the DK and Bowser spaces will change up who's at the front of the train, with Donkey Kong giving you a free star if you make it to him when he's at the front, and Bowser taking a star away from the player if you unfortunately reach him when he's controlling things. Stuff like this makes navigating this board all the more interesting to me, and what keeps it from just being a repetitive loop. And with all the charm this board has to offer, it's definitely worthy of the runner-up spot for me. And at the top spot, we have Koopa's Tycoon Town, which to me still stands as one of the most original and interesting boards in the entire series. Each player runs around this board investing coins in various hotels, with whichever player having the most coins in a hotel being the one who claims the stars from said hotel. The hotel starts off being valued at 1 star, but when collectively the coin totals reach 20, the hotel becomes worth 2 stars, and at 50 coins it becomes worth 3 stars. This brings such a huge level of strategy to this board, with players needing to think about the timing in which they invest in these hotels, combined with how much they should invest in a hotel, since that could influence the other players on how they might do things. There are also a couple of lucky spaces that'll take a player to a hotel off to the side of the board that's already a 3-star hotel, regardless of how many coins are invested in it. So at first, while a 3-star hotel for the cost of essentially 1 coin might sound broken, this isn't just given to the first player that gets there and that's that. If any other player makes their way to this hotel, they can also take it, meaning you have to play the risk and reward of things even if you land on a lucky space. You could just invest 1 coin and hope no one else lands on that lucky space, or you could put more coins into it, protecting that hotel. There are also event spaces that'll have bandits stealing coins from hotels on a player's behalf, and even one where Koopa will take you on a drive that proves he shouldn't still have a driver's license. I feel like Koopa's Tycoon Town hits on things both conceptually and in practice, and in my opinion is the best board in Mario Party 8. Anyways, those are just my rankings of these boards. Comment down below and let me know how you'd rank them. Also be sure to give this video a like, because 1 like equals 1 less time a Chuckster will show up in my nightmares. And be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.